utility-based divers, which I like.
Okay.
Interesting, with one pick, you completely turned around the playstyle of both teams here.
They can still go Claude, but the thing is Aurora could snowball.
Yeah.
I think it's either Moscow or a Claude for
I'm the priestess
Joan.
of primal lightning, the hunter of all the evil gods.
An Edith. So
Moscow's
somewhat of
pretty
a response to the great response to the Fire Mist, but what will be the gold lane? What will be the gold lane for
Claude or Moskov. Worst
Yeah.
cases, I don't know if they're gonna try Bruno again, but there's Moskov.
Okay.
You go for what you know, right? As
Alright.
much as you can.
Yeah. So Rena J, at this point, he still has the Cho. Wait, what else is there? Cho, Khalid, Gatot?
Cho, Khalid, you bought up three very strong roamers.
I'm leaning towards a bit more Khalid.
Hylos.
Aww.
Oh, the highest win rate.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
far.
He is undefeated with a high loss. That's his all reliable for the season.
Go for the sure win in terms of stats.
Yeah,
For
and,
them.
and they have revitalized. They have the glorious pathway to help set up for everyone.
The Nether Realm even.
Yeah, so a good last pick. But I wonder if he'll risk just constantly getting tossed at level 4.
Ah,
Because if I'm the Jawhead and the Vexana, I would not be hesitate to just go, all right,
yes.
toss
yeah.
the high loss when I see him, toss the high loss when I see him,
And
over and over
force
again.
out the defensive glorious pathways every
Yeah.
now and then, which has become a common trend too
Exactly.
in the previous Jawhead Hylos matchups.
That's right.
And not to mention the fact that, again, the Jawhead is paired up with a really reliable mid laner in terms of damage and crowd control even, because that's a Vexana we're talking about. So.
I really like that there's also like just so much balance in the other lanes as well.
Yeah.
Like, they can really hold their own, which is very interesting. We might see a lot of skirmishes.
Welcome to
We
Mobile
will
Legends.
see a big clash later on. Very excited for that. Here we go for game number 3 of match 2. It's Omega versus Aurora. And my only hope here is that we don't really go to
A game
an
4.
hour. No, not even game 4. An hour.
How are we gonna go to a game 4?
Can we not go 1 hour game?
That'll depend on them.
To be fair, this game has a good chance of ending before like 14 minutes.
Because of how spicy they can get. Yeah, that's true.
The damage.
And Ryu doesn't land the blade surge, but so far it's a very aggressive early game for Smart Omega. They're doing this exactly as planned, but Super Yoshi, will he be punished though? Clutch shields from the ejector. Once again, this guy gets to survive.
Clutch. Definitely grasped by Ook here, buying time. Good thing Super Yoshi had agility on him. Extra movement speed. Yue has Inspire, so a lot of CDR. 5% early on for this Faramis.
That's right. Earlier on, they don't really have the ultimates, so they're really keeping their distance as much as possible, just to make sure that you don't give away too much.
I'm still not over it. I think we could already make a compilation of Super Yoshi escaping death in just this single week of him
Yeah.
playing in the MPL.
Lots of tough booths across the board actually built up. If I recall correctly, it was one on Luis, one on Edward, and I believe one on Renegade as well. Now also one on Super Yoshi. So they're really chasing the cooldown reduction because there is a lot of crowd control for both sides.
So Smart Omega will be the first to set up
Getting
for
in
this
position.
turtle.
There you go. Luis wants to go for it.
Earth Shatter onward, but Edward nearly survives it. Adorio, though, gets taken down by Aurora, so Demon Kite will likely secure this turtle.
It
Bit
was,
of a nice safety nether realm there as well from you, eh?
it was a full collapse by Omega on Dory. Just got caught out there. Also a good entry by Demon Kite and the Spear of Destruction. Jome.
Almost.
Almost a near perfect estimate though. Won't be able to steal it away from Demon Kite.
Yeah, probably just one pixel from getting that purple buff away from Demon Kite. But so far, Smart Omega have been. I don't think this is the exact same or the exact way they wanted their early game to play out.
That's true. It feels like the early game they were thinking about maybe kind of revolved on them invading more compared to this. so far, it is going to be the push.
And Yue will not be able to survive that. Demon Kite
Oh!
onto 2 members right under the turret. A successful trade in favor of Aurora.
That's 2 great entries by Demon Kite. Earlier for the turtle and now for that double kill. Well, that 1 kill because Renegade got the other one. Oh, SOD!
Big J! He wants to fight early into this game, but Demon Kite will just run away.
Big J has been very proactive in just throwing out those SODs, perfectly timed as well. Really pushing it. Big footloose move here from Demon Kite as well. Just pushing Omega, keeping them on their toes.
Yeah, that's the right play. Aurora now going topside. This Jom committed the SOD. I think Super Yoshi needs to be a bit more careful with who he tosses, and Omega need to consider that if Super Yoshi goes for the pickoff, expect that Demon Kite will be coming in for the late entry. Watch your positioning and make sure you have the right resources to stop the Joy when the Joy comes in.
Yeah, not even the members in the backlines of Smart Omega will be safe if they decide to pick a fight in a position that's very accessible for Demon Kite to go in. So now it is going to be Aurora who will be setting up for the turtle first.
Yep, big setup here for Aurora. Starting it off, Luis can't even get to position.
He's being
Here's
poked
Yoshi.
out. Edward, will he be the recipient of the ejector? Oh, it doesn't connect. Now Super Yoshi no longer will be able to set up, and he gets taken down by Aurora just as they were able to take the objective.
Oh, things are going getting out of hand here for Omega as Aurora now have found a comfortable way to team fight, playing around the ultimate of the Faramis, although Yue didn't need to pop it there. Just go for the collapse, glorious pathway, crash in alongside Phoveus as well. And Omega will have to back off as their front line is very reliant on the Edith.
Here we go. We're setting it up again once more for a big push on top.
Yeah.
We'll see if there's going to be anything coming out of here. Dominkite feeling like exactly where we were earlier with Jom on that Granger.
And it doesn't seem like Renegade has been the target for all these tosses just yet. It's like, even in the previous sequence, it was Edward, which Super Yoshi decided to use the ejector on, but this is a guy who has multiple ways to immune himself from those kinds of attempts. So far, the setups for Smart Omega haven't been working just yet.
Not quite yet. But then again, the big question is, when will it actually work? Because usually the Jawhead, you get that because of early game, right?
Yeah.
But now the early game is out. So the big question is, can Super Yoshi pull off another big one so they can get Omega back on the field? Right now, they're behind by 2.5K.
Yeah. I mean, thinking about it, right? Dominkite, even if he gets to find him later on, he's on Purify. If he doesn't go for Dominkite, whoever else gets targeted has the Nether Realm from Yue.
Yeah.
So they have multiple ways to just save each other, if not save themselves from the threat of being picked off. So
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of tricky for Super Yoshi, honestly.
Yeah, I think Omega also need to consider that the pickoff of Super Yoshi might just be a initial force out of abilities, and then that's when they'll go for the full engage.
Yeah.
Because it might be tough for them if they're just going to go full blast onto one, unless it's something really high profile, like say it's a Demon Kite that you cash out. Of course, you're going to want to commit it to everything there, or maybe potentially Dominkite, but he does have the Purify. So I think they need to recalibrate when Super Yoshi gets a pickoff. Don't fully commit just yet. Save some stuff, then go for the re-engage.
Yeah, think about Luis as well. He also oh my goodness!
Big J with the steal!
What is with Big J and the Spear of Destructions recently?
He's Jom line right now.
Like, if not the purple buff nearly getting stolen, it's the turtle actually getting stolen by Omega. And they were being zoned out so well too, so you would think they had 0 chances of getting that objective.
Wow. All of that work for basically giving over a turtle, that's gotta sting a little bit. And Big J, while all this is happening, is also getting the gold from the lanes. So that's, I mean, they're behind, but you know what? The gold is going to the right people here for Omega.
Actually, now that you mentioned it, he does need to catch up a bit in terms of gold up compared to the other members, especially for the members of Aurora who have been snowballing. But look at this. Look at this closely. This very unexpected SOD.
Yeah.
Super slow motion. It wasn't even the spear itself. It was just the what do you call that? The collateral damage.
Yeah, it's the passive. Since it hit Dom and Kite,
Yep.
the damage that comes out through the back of the target of Spear of Destruction, that's the one that got hit. And Omega, my goodness. Jome just estimated that. I think he decided to think, they got a bit of info on the life. The members of Omega were pushed back, and in that moment, Jome was thinking, okay, I'll toss this now. This might be the right time, and it was.
Was that purely game sense, really?
100%, right? I mean, you only get that from playing so many games.
Yeah.
And knowing your hero well, knowing your enemy well as well.
And that's why they picked up the Moskov too. Despite all that bans from Aurora earlier in the draft, or despite the other options being available too. So, all right. So far, Smart Omega does need to do some catching up, but I feel like since they have the Moskov in their hands, they have multiple ways to play around the map either way.
And playing the map, they are doing that right now as well, with just Big J on the bottom and the rest of Omega trying to taunt into another objective fight. This time it's a Lord.
Don't tell me another SOD will be coming in.
I think he's gonna walk.
First, because Luis, nearly gets bursted down. Glorious pathway used here by Renegade. Oh, now they secure it and make sure they won't be able to hand it over. But Adori actually went in, now gets taken down, and the double kill goes into the hands of Dom and Kite.
Whoa, miscalculation there by Jome and Andorio to go back in.
That's like a night and day difference from from what we saw earlier. Perfect decision making in the first one, and this one, it was just a disaster.
I didn't see exactly which angle Adoryu came from, but that was a very risky play to do, considering just how much in the lead Aurora is. And he's actually behind in terms of levels against Demon Kite, so even the retribution won't be equal for both of them.
Oh, and Demon Kite, Dom and Kite rather, in the same position where we saw Jome earlier, feeling very confident on that Granger, while the rest of the team are following it up, seeing if they can catch someone else off guard in these bushes.
Yeah. Remember when the Rora started screaming when Edward got his hands on the Phobius?
Yep.
This is why.
This is why.
Now
you see the exact explanation and reason. Tribal Wrath already used by Lewis. Spear of Mystery used on Renegade just to push him away. But the Holy Shields will be popped already. Super Yoshi, will get caught there by Yue. Forced out the flicker, so there won't be any flicker ejector plays from Super Yoshi in the next few minutes or seconds.
undefeated in the season so far is Edward with his Phobius. 2 wins, could be on the way to the 3rd, and with Aurora fully in control, fully built for this the Granger. Still on the way to the 4th item for the Moskov. It's gonna be a climb here for Omega to come back if they can.
Big climb here. Let's have a look at the replay here of how they actually pulled off that Lord take.
Okay, where did Andorio come from?
And Andorio was concealed. He went in. Blade Surge, tried to retreat. I think he was crowd controlled at the moment. Jome just decided to back him up. So it was because Andorio tried to go for the Lord Steal. Unfortunately, it looked like he was just crowd controlled while he was trying to go for the Retribution.
Yeah, right after the jump, he was crowd controlled in that specific moment. Which normally you'll try to go retry while you're on an iframe. That time around, he was not able to pull it off.
I also feel like the timing was kind of forced since the members of Aurora already spotted him out.
Yeah.
It was a bit too early to go in and attempt for even the Soul Sever retry combination.
He just walked straight up. Didn't even like try anything fancy.
Yeah, it looked like at that moment he was just trying to go in for the steal.
Yeah.
And however, what it looked like it wasn't communicated properly between Omega is if Jome should still join in or not once the SOD hits. Because the other members of Omega were already going back. They were already on the way back. They were quite a distance away from the Lord.
Miscom is going to cost them quite a bit. We will see them set up for another one here. Luis getting taken out quite quickly.
Wasn't able to even use the Primal Wrath, and not a second time around. They immediately take down the Lord, and with Luis taken out, How does Omega find their way in?
That's a big question here. They're definitely going to have to do it the same way they did earlier. Fight inside the base. Man, so hard to take these fights. And when you think about it, you know what? The Paramis pick is pretty good. If they're already expecting a Moskov, the Moskov can't pull the trigger if there's a Netherrealm.
How many times did we see the Netherrealm already in this game? It doesn't feel like they had to use it.
Maybe 3 times, 2 times. They didn't have to pull it too much, you're right.
Yeah. Okay, Aurora, Green just super locked in, only up to Athena's shield is the Edith. The front line of Omega right now is paper and it's just gonna get blasted. I think Aurora should be able to end it with this siege.
We get that paper here. Bottom side is Lord, mid is Aurora. Let's see what they're gonna do.
Okay, one base turret already down for Smart Omega. Demon Kite also works on the waves up top. But Smart Omega might actually get to work on this Lord. They have sufficient wave clear, but Aurora are just waiting for the minion waves here in the mid lane. Primal Wrath already used by Luis, and they successfully get to defend and hold on a bit longer.
Okay.
Let's see who goes for the engage
Demon
first, though,
Kite!
because Demon Kite forces out the flicker once again from Super Yoshi. That was a surprise attempt from Aurora.
Yep, but Omega are able to defend. They almost took down Super Yoshi in a blast. Crazy amount of damage dished out by Demon Kite. And again, that's Super Yoshi with Athena's shield already. Just goes to show how massive the lead is here for Aurora. Another minion wave coming in. If Omega give Aurora an opening, they're going to go for it.
No flicker for Super Yoshi, so there might be no chances of him making it out alive. That's the Eternal Guard also used by Ukir. But it will only do so much. They gain access to Jom, but Luis with a beautiful onward Earth Shatter combo onto Edward, but he gets to immune himself just in time. And now they take out 3 members from the barangay. Renegade,
Wait a second.
because Jom will get a double kill too. So that's a 3-for-2 trade so far.
3 for 2. Actually, I think it was a... They took out more. Yue just spawned because of the passive really quickly.
Yeah.
So, man, that was a lot from Omega, but I don't think that's going to be enough here to stop Rora at this point.
Yeah. They take out 2. Oh,
Wait a second.
Dom and Kite with the
built it.
immortality buy though. No, and Dom is still going at it, looking for Yue, and
God.
he gets it.
Big J! That is Big J!
Somebody stop him!
Oh my goodness, on the Moskov, we cannot doubt Big J.
The interim captain of Smart Omega playing like a man possessed.
Really is. He looked like he was just ready to take him regardless of the number of people, number of bodies walking up on the map.
Oh my goodness, and what better timing. There was
Demon
a Lord
Kite.
all along. Edward going in, Renegade trying to look for the targets, but who will be able to secure the Lord? It's Edward with the last hit!
No way!
The retributions weren't as on point. Demon Kite and Doryu brought it out at the same time. But somehow, someway, Mr. Consistent with more surprises. He gets the last hit on the Lord.
Mr. Consistent be like, did you guys forget about me? My goodness.
Who would have thought, right? They were down by 2 members who were just on their way to the Lord pit. And still they get the objective.
And Omega handled that as well as he could. You saw Demon Kite was locked down for some time. His crowd control lockdown went out for him to be able to retribution. Omega's targeting was correct, but somehow, by a stroke of luck, they lost that Lord take.
Okay. But it's a successful defense though for Smart Omega.
Felt like it could have been the ticket for Omega to walk out to the base finally after so many minutes of defending from inside.
Whoa. I didn't notice. We were already 17 minutes in.
I'm just going to look at you menacingly.
we're on the road to another long game, honestly.
Another very long game here.
I mean, Omega, to be fair, they're holding out pretty well. It's just that
they're in a good position. I think they're very spicy now. They have like 6 items for most of their members.
Oh, hold on.
Zio.
What's the plan? Hop!
Hit!
SOD connects! And they go for Edward this time.
Demon
He
Kite!
needs to immune himself though because Demon Kite will be coming behind, taking down Big J. Adore you! Dodging the Death Sonata, but just barely because Ukir will be the trade instead. And unfortunately, unfortunately, this might just be it. It's only Luis and Andoryu left to defend.
The far late entry of Demon Kite coming in the clutch yet again. Earlier it was Nolan, now it was Joy.
And with the NetherRealm used aggressively, they will march their way towards victory. Andoryu doing the best he can, but that can only do so much because the lights of the Auroras will be shining bright once more. They take the win, 2-1.
What a victory here for Aurora. A very well-earned victory despite a rampaging Smart Omega here in game number 3.
What?